Hello and welcome to In the Court of Wenton Knave. We're coming to the end of 1973 now with quite an important album, I think. This is The Night Watch, which is the Amsterdam show from the end of 73, November 73. This is the next one of the three concerts recorded for inclusion on Starless and Bible Black, which we've already done. Most of the stuff used came from this concert. It's not necessarily my favourite of those three concerts. I really like Glasgow for whatever reason. But this is the best combination of safe performances of the songs and sublime improvisation. So, you know, there's a reason why this was a mainstream release. Notably, not on The Great Deceiver. They didn't use this on The Great Deceiver, so it must have been the plan to put this on a separate album, because it was worth it. It is very good. It took them a few years though. I mean, this didn't come out till I think 97 or 98. A PJ Crook cover. I think that's the first one we've had so far, which is used very, very commonly on the King Crimson, mainstream King Crimson releases, not the Collector's Club, but the other stuff. He sadly passed away. I think Scarcity of Miracles might have been the last one they used it on, and they're pretty cool. I do like them. That's The Night Watch. Line notes are really good. There's a lot of stuff about how they weren't paid to tour. The EG standard practice was to not pay the musicians to tour. They were paid like a per diem. In a way, it's pretty normal for the industry, and that musicians were normally ripped off, but it's quite an extreme one, and most companies didn't do that one. It's all about keeping the creators down. They have to do that because they need to keep the money, and then otherwise people will realise that their role is an important role, but it's a small role. The creators of the music is the important role. It's the thing about music, and they've never got it right. Either it's this ridiculous fan worship of giving them millions of pounds, or treating them like crap. There's never been anything in between. And in history, most of the time, musicians have been treated as very low on the social scale, sadly. But when we did start doing that, we just got carried away and treated them as gods. I mean, a good example is Atari, the early days of Atari, when the managers tried very hard to keep the names of the programmers off the software, because they knew they were the creators, they were the creative people. They weren't just programming, remember, they were designing the games as well, and it was an obvious attempt that they knew that those people held the key, not the businessman in his suit and tie. So they have to keep them down. I'm sure that's what's happening here, you know. Of course, when Levin and Ballou joined the band, they were like, no, not doing that, you're paying us to tour properly. So they had to. So yeah, the band were miserable at this point. It wasn't a happy time. Sales hadn't exactly taken off. They toured relentlessly, and it hadn't really stopped. Fripp hadn't had a proper holiday at all. The rest of the band had had 3 weeks off. It must be very strange to put in all that effort into constructing something like Fracture, and then end up just playing a concert, and Starless and Bible Black appears by magic. You know, that's amazing stuff. This is a moment in time. And although it's not necessarily my favourite show, recommending King Crimson to people, this would be one of the albums I would consider. And maybe this, Red, Discipline, Power to Believe, depending on who it was. But this is something definitive about this, which is great. Track 1 is Easy Money. I think there's something definitive about this version. So if I'm going to play someone Easy Money, this is what Easy Money sounds like. Obviously it blows away the wimpy album version. It's not the best version of Easy Money, but it's the definitive version of Easy Money. It's shorter as well. It almost sounds like they do the jam in the middle and kind of give up, and Fripp just comes back in. So they didn't realise that it was a really good version. I really like it when they come back in as well and you get the turbo Bill's doing some fast stuff. A bit like Close to the Edge. One of those things where, why didn't he do that all the time? It sounds really cool. But obviously he did something different every time. It turns out actually that they're probably opened with Larks 1 and the tape was lost. It turns out. Oh well, that's just the way it goes. And yet for years I thought that was such a great opener. But it is. This is a recording. Track 2 is Lament. Bit of a train wreck when the drums come in. I think it's Fripp's fault, but they're out of sync, but they do recover. Track 3, Book of Saturday, always much the same. Fracture, this is the one that was used on the album but was overdubbed. I think they weren't able to completely take everything off, so it's mostly restored, but there's not a lot of difference really. Then we got The Night Watch, first minute of which was used on the album, the rest of it wasn't, I think because of the vocals. Track 5 is Starless and Bible Black. Now, there's a bit of, they don't really know where the trio came first or where the Starless and Bible Black came first, but it works fantastically on this album like that. Apparently they weren't able to restore this from what it originally was, so this is it with the overdubs. But it's such a fantastic piece of music, you can never complain about that, it's wonderful. Then on to disc 2 we've got Trio. Trio is the same as on the album as far as I can tell. Exiles is always the same. Then we've got another improvisation, we've got the Fright Watch, and this is the build up to Talking Drum actually, so it's quite short. And then we've got Talking Drum, Larks, Schizoid Man. That trio, this is the best 3 recording of this era doing those 3 songs. So great album, very recommended even for casual listeners. See you next time.